Are you sure you're ready?
The more you ask, the less sure I am.
Are you actually ready this time?
I think I'm actually ready this time.
Okay, well, I'll be ready this time.
Podcast. Two guys talking without wearing pants. Pantless. Podcast. You can take our ideas.
Welcome back to the Pantless Podcast. Here's your host, Austin Travis. Take it away, guys. Oh, what's up?
Hey, are we taken away?
Are we?
Officially taken away?
Hey, yes.
Are we taken away? Okay.
What are we taking away?
Something.
Have you been doing, sir?
Oh, I've just been peachy keen. How have you been doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Eat anything good?
I had some pizza rolls.
You and your pizza rolls.
I ate some undercooked chicken. That was.
Give you superpowers?
I don't know yet. I'm afraid I might obtain that was at lunch today, so I might obtain the ability to destroy toilets tomorrow morning.
That's a superpower.
Yeah, so we'll see. What have you been eating?
The wife's out of town, so I had to cook dinner for the kids today.
Uh-huh.
And that means I get to make stuff the wife doesn't like.
Ooh, yeah.
So I made up a massive batch of mac and cheese and diced grilled spam.
Nice.
Spam and mac and cheese.
Nice.
What else have I ate this week? Taco Bell. That's about it.
Okay.
Nothing interesting. So.
Yeah. All right.
Just been a kind of a dull food day. Weekday.
Ooh.
Day of the week.
WEAK.
Been a very weak week.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
Week. Better than a day.
That is true.
Well, this is already really bad. This is reminiscent of season 2. This is one of the roughest starts we've had. I apologize to everybody that's joined in.
It's been a
we're kind of discombobulated, trying to rush through some stuff and
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to
was
fit
running
out what?
issues with I said I was running some issues with my movie. I kept getting some freezing and having to restart my entire device, and I was just like, my goodness.
That's
goodness.
crazy.
I want to jump into some breaking news.
Hey. Yes.
All right, let's do that. So, we reported not too long ago on Nick Cannon's 10th child.
Oh.
Well, he's expecting baby number 11.
Nice.
You heard it right here. Every
I
time Nick
did hear it
Cannon's
right here.
expecting a baby, we will let y'all know if we hear about it. We were here for number 10. We're here for number 11. It's with Alyssa Scott again, so it's not like woman number 9 or whatever. It's the same number of women that he was with baby number 10. So, but yeah, that dude is dishing out some cash. How do you have that much money that you can afford that many kids?
Never not working.
I guess.
Never not working.
But yeah. So, big news. You heard it here. Give them your well wishes.
Yeah.
And have you heard our SK and Raven from Love is Blind Season 3? Are they still together?
Who?
I don't even know. SK and Raven?
I've never heard of them. Never heard of her.
Okay. That's so Raven. I don't know. I think Raven's a dude. I don't know.
No, that's a Raven. He's a she.
And I'm talking about the Love is Blind Raven. I think that
there's two different. There's two of them.
Yeah, it might be a woman too. I don't know.
Hey,
I was just trying to.
Let's segue that into some spurts.
Spurts. All right, spurts. Let's do this.
So, if those of you who remember, before the NFL season started, and I bet you forgot, because I did, that we
Yeah.
predicted what the Commanders and the Cowboys would do this season.
Oh,
We went through and broke down all the games and who would win-loss all the games.
How are we doing on those?
Through week 8, I predicted that Washington would be through week 8 5-3. They are 4-4.
Ooh.
You predicted that Dallas would be 6-2. They are currently 6-2. We're actually very spot. We've both kind of missed a game or two because I predicted week 1 right. You didn't. You said that you would beat Tampa Bay. You didn't.
Right.
I thought Washington would beat Detroit. They didn't. You're right. Week 2, you guys beat Cincinnati. I predicted the loss to Philadelphia in week 3. I was right.
Yeah.
You predicted a win to the Giants. You were right. Week 4, I predicted a win against Dallas because why wouldn't I? We lost. You predicted the win. You were right. Week 5, lost to the Titans for the Commanders. Predicted that one correctly. You predicted a loss to the Rams. You were wrong. You guys beat the Rams. Week 6, we were both right. Washington beat Chicago. Dallas lost to Philly. Spot on that one. I thought Washington would lose to Green Bay. We won. You predicted beating Detroit. Rock on. And then we were both right this past week in Washington beating Indy and Dallas beating Chicago. So, I mean,
Not too bad. Not too
the
bad.
NFC least has the best record of all divisions in the NFL.
Pretty impressive.
Or no, we're the only division that doesn't have a losing record in it.
Wow. That is pretty impressive.
As predicted, we were going to be the worst division in the NFL this year. We are the best division. I am very disappointed.
That'll be sad. That'll be sad.
Hey, Washington gets a very tough Minnesota.
You needed the division to be bad to be successful. I get it, but
Kind of so does Dallas, because Dallas only wins the division when everybody sucks.
yeah, Philly's looking really good though. They did take an L finally, but
No, they didn't.
they didn't. I thought they got beat by
No, they beat.
It's New York. I was thinking the Jets or the Giants. The Giants
No,
got
'cause-
beat by. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Philly.
Who did they play?
Philly almost lost to the Texans last night.
Mm.
It was 14-14 at half. They ended up winning it 29-17. Because Houston forgot there was a second half.
Right.
So, we'll discuss it here. Segueing into more spurts. We're dumb and we forgot about hockey this year because who could forget hockey? Because I mean, why wouldn't we think hockey was gonna start almost a week after it ended? That's kind of what it felt like. Do they have an off season?
I don't know. I don't remember last year doing 3 leagues at once. Do you recall that?
I don't fully remember. I thought, but I guess because we barely really follow hockey anyway, so I don't really remember doing hockey at the same time of doing football. But I know
Right.
hockey's so long of a season that yes, it does follow a lot of football. But I started another league, testing something out. I'm probably gonna. Are you going to be available to do a draft tomorrow night?
You could try it and I'll see.
Okay, it'll probably be later tomorrow night. It'll probably be like 9, 10,
Okay.
something like
We can
that.
try it.
It'll just be me and you. If it'll let me set it, I'm curious what'll happen if we don't have to. Because I've only got it set for 4 teams in the league. Me, you, and I'm gonna see if it'll just autofill the other 2 with nobody in it.
That'd be cool.
We won't be playing games per se. Because I got it set to where instead of it's a running total of points throughout the whole season. Whoever has
Right.
the most seasons by the end of the hey, give me a minute.
Points.
So, we're gonna try this new hockey setup because I don't think anybody but me and you really cares about fantasy hockey.
Right.
So, you got anything else for any of those, or do we want to just make this a little shorter tonight? I think we got a lot of movie to talk about. Let's talk about a movie.
Let's talk about a movie. Let's do this.
Retro movie review.
So, yeah, I had troubles finding this movie.
Yeah, did you find it on YouTube?
I thought I had, but when I went to go watch it this time, when I went to go actually watch it, it wasn't there.
Okay, that's what I was wondering because I couldn't find it.
I had to go. I had to go a little sketch. I'm like, oh, if I can find it for a couple of bucks on, to buy it digitally on YouTube or Amazon. No, they wanted like $15 for a digital copy. I'm like, yeah, no, no, I could squeeze like $2 or $3, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I found it on some weird website.
Oh, one of those.
I don't know. It played flawlessly. I didn't have to click a bunch of links, and there was no ads.
Nice. Okay.
I just typed into a Google search, and it went like the second result. Went to the website, played it, no ads, went full screen.
Nice.
So
I'm sure they had the rights to that movie so they could display it legally. I'm sure.
I didn't ask questions. Wasn't worried about it. This movie is something else. As you probably could tell by the credits, the entire score of the movie is done by Queen.
Yeah.
Like, Queen did all of the music for this. And other than that, the movie wasn't that good. Movie is awesome. The movie is a classic. It doesn't make much sense.
Fair.
I guess this movie was made also in the 50s, 30s, 40s, somewhere on there. Like as a TV series or something. There was like episodes.
I did see that. Yeah.
It was like really
black
old.
and white one.
Yeah. What do you think about Timothy Dalton in this?
Was that the Baron?
Yeah.
Was he a Bond? He was
Yes,
the only
yes.
one that I recognized.
Yes.
He was a Bond.
You
Okay,
should have
I was like,
recognized
man.
one. There was one other character. There was one other actor you should have recognized from that was one of the main characters in the last movie we watched.
I don't even remember the last movie we watched.
We watched Rocky Horror Picture Show last. The guy that I told, Richard O'Brien, the guy that wrote Rocky Horror Picture Show and was the handyman.
Yeah.
He was the bald-headed flute guy that tried to help him escape from the swamp.
Oh, okay. I didn't even. I saw him, but I didn't pay close enough attention to this.
You listen to his voice, you can tell. He looks different because I got him to look, but he's bald-headed. And I'm like, as soon as I saw he talked. As soon as he kind of said his lines, I'm like, wait, is that the guy from Rocky Horror? And then they kind of showed his face. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is. And I waited for the credits and saw his name, and I was like, I had a feeling that's who that was. I have a feeling the head of the Hawkman.
Yeah,
I've seen him before. The Emperor, I have seen him in some movies. Some old. Of course, everybody in this movie is going to be, were pretty common actors and actresses in 80s, 70s, and 80s stuff.
Right.
Had you seen this movie before? Couldn't remember.
Never have seen it.
What were your thoughts?
I actually was pretty impressed. I really was. I love the cheesy graphics. I get it. I get, obviously it's nothing with what it is today, but this movie's 42 years old.
Look
it
at
was
you
actually
doing
really
math.
good. I thought it was really good. Like I like the Hawk guy.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy Dalton was in it. I thought Flash and Daya kind of moved a little quick.
Yeah.
Their relationship evolved really fast.
How'd you like his proposal for marriage?
Save it for our children. And she's like, I just got engaged.
That was
Old Flash, and he looked like he would have been a quarterback for the Jets. He looked like a Jets quarterback from the '80s.
Even though a lot of the moves and fight stuff is like, what? You sure this guy's a linebacker?
Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
And
he just starts tackling. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And of course, he was struggling fighting all those guys, so they gave him that egg thing that looked like a football, and he's like, "Oh, I know how to do this." And then,
oh, yeah.
Kids. Let's go to Metacritic. What's that?
Do you have common sense, or do I?
I have one more. I thought I was out, but I went to it anyway and found it. It's like, this is your last one. I'm pretty sure that said that last time.
That's funny.
So I'm going to keep doing it until they're like, hey.
Yeah.
So, Metacritic. 13 critics out of 10. No, 100.
13 out of 100. I get it. Man, I think they'll give it a 52.
All right, you're actually pretty dang close. 58.
58. Okay. All right.
50 users out of 10.
6.4.
Still shooting a little low.
Man.
They gave it a 7 flat.
Ooh, 7. Very nice.
They were
very nice.
Let's restart that. This is a movie this is just another one of those movies that look like critics are going to hate it. Users love it.
Right.
Even though
I was impressed with the critic score. It's a little bit higher than I would have thought.
Yeah. I just question.
It wasn't really plot heavy.
Yeah, I question the writers.
Right.
The acting was actually really good.
Wasn't bad. Not bad.
I mean, if you notice a lot of the, I'm not trying to, no hate on like actors now, but it seems like a lot of the older actors from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s and up into the 80s, a lot of these guys were like theater actors that were, started, theater and went into movies. Right. And I don't know, it just feels like there was less blockbuster actors and better mid-tier actors.
Right.
Now it feels like we only have like, a handful of really good actors, and then everybody else is just side stuff that you see ever so often that aren't really good.
Right.
The olden days had better actors. I'm just gonna say that now. And actresses. Or I said
there weren't very many of those though.
But when they showed up, they were good. Yeah. Some of them. Critics gave it 7 positive, 4 mixed, 2 negative. Users gave it 32 positive, 13 mixed, 5 negative. Newsweek gave it an 80. Like the original, we talked about the original, Flash Gordon has nothing on its mind but moving its jet-propelled plot from one fairy tale setting to the next. It's nice to see a movie accomplish exactly what it sets out to do, with wit and spirit to boot.
And can I say that those jets were awfully slow?
Yeah.
The Hawk people were slow.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Rocket things were slow. It's just like...
It costs money for them to move fast.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is?
I think you have to use less set when they're moving slow. And less budget because it's moving slow. It's like, well, if we make it move slow for 10 seconds, cover a little bit of ground, and then just say, Oh, it was an effect. They've actually traveled 100 yards. They traveled to the next planet. We showed them do it slowly.
Right.
So, Empire, not sure who that is, gave it an 80. This campy extravaganza has it all. Heroes, villains, beautiful women, and high stakes. Laughably bad and fantastically good all at once. I agree with that statement.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is a guilty pleasure that everyone can enjoy. Did it feel campy?
A little bit. A little bit.
I guess.
A little bit. Like, hand me my remote. And then he starts controlling that thing, and bikes start coming out, and it starts moving around like they're on a bull or something.
And those the two good-looking actors fighting for the lead role, all right?
Sure.
Chicago Sun-Times gives it a 75. Flash Gordon is playing for laughs, and wisely so. It is no more sophisticated than the comic strip it's based on, and that takes the curse off the material that was old before it was born. Is all of this ridiculous? Of course. Is it fun? Yeah, of course it is. This guy's asking his own questions and answering them.
Did I watch this movie? I think I did. Did I take a bathroom break? I'm pretty sure.
Did I miss anything while I was out? Probably not, because they're still moving across the screen.
Right.
So, the New York Times gave it a 30. The best things in this production are the garishly absurd sets, the costumes, including the gold lame athletic supporters worn by the members of Ming's palace guards. Suggested an adolescent's fever dream. The pacing is so funeral that this Flash Gordon seems far longer and far less funny than the 15-chapter serial Flash Gordon's Trip to Mars, 1938, which starred Buster Crabbe. In 80. Oh, this review was made in 80. So a user, I'm not gonna try, gave it a 0. Trash. Except Max von Sydow, which was the Emperor, and the main theme song. So they like the theme song, they like the Emperor. All is bad. The script, directing, acting, effects, costumes, edition, and the whole story.
Edition.
Tell me how you truly feel. I don't know. I think they're just word vomiting.
Like, one actor plus one actor equals 2 actors, and they're like, yeah, that's too much math. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Another actor. That's 3 actors. That's.
I'm not sure. Let's roll over to Common Sense Media.
All right. This will be good.
Old Chuck again. I think we had him last week. Charles Cassidy Jr. I think he did Rocky Horror.
No. I thought it was a different person we never had before.
That was a week before.
Oh, that was a week before. Okay.
So he was saying 12 plus 3 stars.
Okay.
2 parents are saying 15 plus 3 stars. 7 kids are saying 13 plus 3 stars.
Interesting.
And he little short bit.
I
Side.
guess. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, this is kind of. But there was some adult stuff in there. So.
Sci-fi comic strip movie is too intense for younger kids, but yet he gave it a 12 plus.
But younger kids.
But what's the youngest?
Like you're old enough to work in the fields at 12. So.
You can't say that. Edit. Cut that. Cut. Last episode.
We're in Oklahoma, farmers. Stop it.
I don't know. He said too intense for younger kids, and then gives it a 12 plus, which is one of the younger ratings we really ever see in movies.
Right.
Like, if you're gonna say for younger kids, I figured you gave it a 15 or 16.
Right.
I don't know what he's considering younger kids, like 2 or 3.
It's a little intense for a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Good luck getting a 3-year-old to sit down and watch this movie. It moves too slow.
Right. Yeah.
My 11-year-old wouldn't sit down and watch this movie. It moves so slow. So, ooh. We don't have this one very much, but I don't even know why he added it at all. Educational value.
Oh, nice. Not present.
Not even clickable.
It's just like, oh, let me add this category that I'm not even going to review that nobody ever reviews.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder why, like, the only thing I can think of with some of these movies that, like, whoever runs this website takes a movie and walks up to some, or email. I don't know if they work from home. I don't know if they got an office, but say it's an office and they go, review this movie. Here's the criteria I want you to base it off of, and it's just 7 or 8 random categories. So they have to watch the movie, and it's different categories depending on what boss gave them the movie, or do they get to pick their own? And that would kind of make sense because they're like, well, I mean, they want me to look for educational values. I don't see any. But if it's like they pick the movie, they watch the movie, and then they get to pick their own categories. And you're like, you know what, I'm gonna mess with people. Educational value. Not present. I don't get it. Positive messages.
Oh, goodness. This one's a tough one. My heart
Follow your heart.
says not present. But I have a feeling old Chucky C is going to say something about good over evil and gives it a 2 or something.
He gave it a 3.
Okay.
Declaration about the unconquerable nature of human, earthling, spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Ming keeps his conquered moons under control by encouraging them to fight each other. Flash helps unite some of the captive kingdoms of Mongo to fight against the tyrant. Okay. Positive role models.
I think Flash is a pretty good role model. I would probably give this a 4.
Well, that's where you differ from his opinions. He gave it a 1. The last one was a 3.
Yeah.
Simplistic notions of good, Flash, and evil, Ming. This is the good versus evil one that you thought he was going to do last time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sophistication notions of good and evil here. Although there are other characters like Robin Hood-ish Prince Marlin. Marlin? I thought they were saying Baron the whole time.
But I thought they were saying Baron.
It is. Oh, it is Baron, but it's spelled Barin. It's spelled differently. And I saw that in the credits. It's spelled. I'm like, why are you calling him Prince Baron? I thought Baron was his title.
Right. Yeah.
But they kept calling him the Baron or Baron.
He's Prince Duke Baron the Third, Duchess of York.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Okay, so like the Robin Hood-ish Prince Baron and Ming's Flash-infatuated daughter, Aura, who seem to flip back and forth. Though people of color are part of Mongo's empire, they didn't play a very big role. Wow. Brought that into positive role models. Wow. And didn't last
representation one of these categories?
No, but it was when like a week or two ago.
Yeah. Because there were women in the movie.
I don't really remember.
Scream had it.
Was
I
it
remember
Scream?
that. Yeah, it was saying that women were present and were made fun of.
Yeah, but he did. Oh, it was Scream we did last week, wasn't it? Yeah. I get confused with what movies we've done which week. Maybe I should make a list. Violence and scariness.
You've said that like 34 times.
Since season 2, sir.
You used to have a list.
Back in season 1. I'm not good at these things. Violence and scariness.
Violence and scariness. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think Ming was kind of scary. There was lots of fighting, lots of violence.
He gave it a 3 as well.
Okay.
Combatants are killed unrealistically by ray gun blasts. That's realistic. From
80s.
Crossbows. He put that in parentheses here. and impalements. Hand-to-hand fighting, which sometimes
Speaking of impalements, can we talk about that when that guy with the mask that would talk, when he got impaled,
it
and
went
then
right
for
through
some
it.
reason, his tongue and his eyeballs
Oh,
like
yeah.
squished. It was like,
Wasn't that hilarious?
Nobody stepped on his head. He fell on a spike.
Well, every time one of that race of like the Empire's like minions would die, they did weird stuff when they died. They bled weird. Because when the one lady that liked to scream a lot,
yeah,
when I hit her with a right, she
the
melted.
Wicked Witch of the West.
Like all of her fluids drained out of her, and she just melted. So, yeah, it was weird. And impalements. Hand-to-hand fighting, which sometimes is so hilariously fake that the blows barely connect. Characters stabbed to death, exhibiting a small amount of blood, which is blue or green, but never red. Because these aren't humans.
Yeah. Flash would bleed red.
He was bleeding red. I think Baron bled red as well when he got whipped a couple times.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
I think that was just an oversight by the art department. Other characters are ripped bloody. Threat of death by gas. Several cyborg-like humanoid baddies dissolve. Remove body parts or have them ripped off. That was a continuation that I just stopped in. Did you notice that every time that the red robed guards with the weird noses and hoods, every time they'd shoot them, they get shot in the face and would make stupid noises as they were dying. That was comical.
I didn't see that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought that one exit scene was pretty funny with when the Baron was hiding by that thing, and then he turned the corner and shot that one, and then that other red guy came around to check on him, and then the Baron shot and it went like over his head and hit the wall, and that red guy's like, and then like that was the scene. It was just like, I guess that was just for comedy. It was completely pointless.
I think they were trying to make them. I think they were trying to make them out as like derpy stormtrooper kind of characters.
Is that what it is?
It's kind of what it sounded. Because there was one of the scenes where the Baron there was like 3 of the red robe guys there at the end, and 2 of them were setting up that mounted gun, and he shot the one in the head. The other 2 with the mounted gun went, nope, and like left instead of turning it and shooting him.
Right.
And then he just rips it off of its base. They come back and he shoots them, and then he runs off with this big mounted gun in his hand. And it's like, was this movie not taking itself seriously?
Maybe not.
Sex, romance, and nudity.
This was a tough one because that princess, Ming's daughter, was very sexual. I'd probably go with a 3. Because there was some scantily clad women.
He gave it a 2.
A 2, interesting. Okay.
I can almost agree with that because yeah. It says Ming lusts over Dale Arden and fondles a slave girl. He kind of had he like ran his hands up her legs, and like before he removed the pillows, thinking it was her.
Oh, because he thought, yeah.
Talk of Ming making love. Alien girls wear revealing metallic bikinis and skin-tight outfits. Occasional double entendres are likely to go over the heads of youngsters.
Maybe.
So, just mild for an 80s movie. Super mild for an 80s movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
It was rated PG.
Could have been worse.
But 80s PG is like now PG-13. Like, they did...
Right.
The ratings have changed for the worse, or better, whatever you want to call it. Everything's kind of moved up. What?
Right.
Language.
I do know there's that scene where they called her the B word and they said the D word. That was about all I heard. I would give it a 1.
He gave it a 1 and he missed one word. Hell.
Oh, I missed that one too.
Yeah, there wasn't much. Yeah, she called her that one word. And then, okay, products and purchases. Consumerism.
Gosh. You want to say not present, but at the same time, it's based on a comic book, so he might give it a 5.
I don't
What did
get
he
this
say?
guy. I don't get this guy. He says not present, but then lists off one.
Wait, oh, NASA?
No, not even the one I thought he was going to mention.
Okay.
He says People magazine used as a prop.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
Flash was on the front of a.
Yeah, signing autographs.
But he also mentioned he was a quarterback for the Jets. He mentioned the Jets, the New York Jets. They were from New York.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he never said the New York Jets. He just said I'm a quarterback for the Jets. You didn't see
Oh, he didn't say New York Jets?
But she said she was from New York. I think they're from New York. You kind of have to read into it a little bit.
Right.
I think they don't have. I don't think they got the license for the actual New York Jets team.
But you can put 2 and 2 together
Yeah.
and make it.
And they didn't use a
Yeah, the
logo, but well, those of you know, you know.
That's fair.
Drinking, drugs, and smoking.
There was that weird drink that they had,
Mm-hmm.
and they got like drunk off of it twice. So I'm gonna go 2.
He gives it a 1. I thought I
Okay.
saw. Did nobody smoke any cigarettes in this one?
I didn't see anything. I was trying to think if I saw
Weird.
something like
Is this like the
a
only
weird
movie?
cigarette type thing.
Is this like a weird 80s movie that nobody was smoking a cigarette or cigar? It's weird. I'm gonna have to really
That was
knock it down.
interesting. I noticed in that private jet there was the no smoking sign, and I
I'm
was like,
surprised the pilots weren't
Did
smoking.
they have that? Did they have no smoking signs?
Maybe on a
back then?
small private, like on a small jet like that. I'm surprised the pilots weren't smoking, to be honest with you,
Right.
and drinking. Cocktail, you know. He gave it a 1. Said characters drink an intoxicating and evidently enjoyable space beverage. A fleeting joke about being on the right pills. That was hilarious. Apparently in
Right.
reference to steroids or energy boosters.
Which he did take a power drink before he makes
He
love.
does. They did reference him to drinking a power drink before he did maritals. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Where he's like, "Are you guys taking the right pills? How are they losing? Did you not give them their pills?" Like, that's what you're mad about right now? Your guards getting beat up by a quarterback?
Yeah.
So, parents need to know that this adaptation of an old newspaper sci-fi comic strip has gruesome scenes. Not really, in my opinion. A cyborg's eyes are ripped out. That was kind of funny.
That was pretty funny. But then they all died. It was like they were connected via.
It's like a hive mind thing.
Yeah.
And another slain machine man rapidly decays. Expect can't read words today. Abundant ray gun fire, disintegrations, and explosion and fires as well. Characters are stabbed or impaled or whipped. Drawing blood, not always red. There's an apparent execution via gas chamber. There are a few scantily clad harem-type girls and some non-explicit sexy talk. Drinking an intoxicating alien beverage is made to look pleasurable, some minor profanity. So let all kids of all ages need to watch. The music was amazing. The opening song, like I almost
There really
replayed.
wasn't much music other than that, though. Really.
The soundtrack's better. They did write other songs for it. I thought there was more songs in this.
Yeah, and there really wasn't. It was
Just a man with a man's courage. Nothing but a man. Yeah, copyright that.
Copyrighted. Get us.
Flash.
But now I get your reference whenever you say that.
Yeah. When you hear me walk up, go Flash. So, watch this movie. Everybody needs to watch this movie. You can find it.
What are we gonna watch next week?
I don't even know.
Have we? Nobody's tweeted us like a movie that we should watch, or
Like, that would mean I'd have had to check our Twitter.
our go-to like movie person hasn't really mentioned anything in a long time.
I haven't really, like, I've been in Halloween. We were like in Halloween mode for a month, so I was really only following like Halloween stuff.
Right.
So,
oh, I did see we had talked about it down Periscope. The parody, right? That's the parody of submarine movies. That's on like Amazon or something.
is it?
No, I know I don't watch those movies, but
We need to watch Downspare. I don't care where it's at because I can find it. Like, Flash Gordon wasn't on anything when we found it.
so we're gonna do down Periscope.
I would love to do Down Periscope. This is probably.
Okay.
This is definitely in my.
This is one of the top. This is the top.
This is definitely in my.
movie.
This is definitely in my top 1,000 movies of all time. You know.
Right. Yeah, I've never seen it, but it could quickly become one of my top 1,000.
It's one of it's probably my second or third favorite submarine movie, and probably my favorite Kelsey Grammer movie.
Ooh, Kelsey Grammer, huh?
He's the lead actor. Rob
Is
Schneider,
he the Sean Connery?
huh?
Is he the Sean Connery?
Basically. William H. Macy is in this one.
Wasn't he in the submarine movie that we watched?
I want to say he was.
Hunt for the Red October? I thought he was in that. But maybe he was just in another movie that we watched. I know he was in that one band movie that we watched. Mr. Holland's Opus. He was in that one.
Did we do Air Force One? I'll say we did Air Force One a while back. He's in that one.
Maybe we did.
He's in Seabiscuit. He is in Mr. Holland's Opus. I remember doing that. I forgot we did that movie.
Right.
He was also in Whoa, what's that? That hero movie. I thought we did that one too.
Hero movie?
Yeah, there's a hero movie that
We
he's in.
watch a bunch of hero movies. That's all we watch. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one with the crazy heroes with the bowling ball lady.
Yeah,
he was in that because he was the shovel man or something.
the shoveler.
Yeah.
It's not shown it.
Midnight Men or Invisible Men or something like that.
Yeah, why is it not Mystery Men? There it is.
Mystery Men, yeah.
Yeah, he was in Mystery Men. He was the shoveler.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Down Periscope. Oh, Rip Torn's also in this, and Harlan Williams. This is like an all-star packed comedy cast. You know who Harlan Williams is, right?
I don't think so.
You'll recognize him. He's a Sonar guy. He does a lot of Do you ever watch a movie called Rocket Man?
Yeah.
Comedy back from '97.
Yeah.
Main guy from that one, Harlan Williams. He does voice.
Okay.
He does like stupid sounds with his voice thing. You'll like him in this one.
Okay.
I'm tempted to watch this movie tonight before I go to bed, or this weekend, and then have to watch it again before.
Right.
So, I've got one last thing to say. Our true fans will
Okay.
be the only ones that stick around this long for the show. I
Yeah,
am
they
not
will.
happy with Amazon Prime Music.
Uh-oh.
I have
Uh-oh.
lost my one and only good music streaming app. I don't currently have anything to listen to music on.
Oh, snap.
They updated their service. So if you have Amazon Prime,
Mm-hmm.
you get Amazon Prime Music. It's almost like part of the. It's like Prime Video and Prime Music you get. And if you only certain songs drop into Prime Music. And generally, like if a artist has like 3 or 4 albums, like a select few albums will be in Prime. But if you want to listen to their whole body of work, you have to pay extra money for Amazon Music Unlimited, which I
Right.
can't. I'm not access to because of some bank dispute stuff with people more higher up than me. It's not my problem. It's an actual like companies arguing. So I
Right.
can't have the unlimited. So I've been using Amazon Prime Music for years. And I jump on it the other day to listen to music, and I'm trying to figure out why it won't let me listen to my music.
Right.
They updated their app to where if you have Prime Music, you can only have music in shuffle version now, like Spotify free.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They looked at something that nobody likes
Yep.
and said, that's
Yep.
a good idea for us.
Yep. It is bad. So I was trying to listen to some baby metal the other day, and I went like I did all the time. I went to my library, and I went to go click on the song I wanted, and it went to a completely random song that wasn't even by baby metal. It was some dude singing in English. It was metal, but it said baby metal on it, but it wasn't baby metal. I'm like, what is going on here? Didn't think of it. Closed the app, went and did something else, and then I noticed it because I have a playlist, and I built this playlist to where it plays in a specific order of songs. It's got like
Right.
15 or 16 songs, and I listen to them in the same order every time. I got them set up in the playlist. Nope, shuffles it.
Wow.
Can't even listen to it in my order that I want. Just shuffles it. And I'm like,
going to cancel Amazon Prime, doesn't it? Be like, you know what?
no, I'm not canceling Amazon Prime because that's how I watch. Because Thursday Night Football is locked in under Prime now.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had Prime for ages. I'm not getting rid of it, but I'm just not going to listen. I'm not going to use their app anymore. I'm just mad. Because I'm like, I could go back to Spotify, but Spotify is going to give me the same thing, but at least... Well, I haven't listened to enough of the shuffle version of Prime to know if they've added ads to it. Because I know Spotify Spotify Premium, no, Spotify Free is shuffled, but like you have to listen to like an hour of ads for every 2 songs.
Right, that is true.
So it's like I'm not even gonna. Why go back there? It's worse.
Right.
So I'm like, I just guess I won't listen to music anymore.
Right.
Go back to CDs, which I have.
My wife was actually talking about going back to CDs because we got went to a concert a couple months ago,
got a stack of them.
and they had an acoustic, like, the only way you can get this CD, it's only offered as a CD, and it's at these shows. Like, you have to be at one of these tour dates. And so we're like, okay, we grab it and throw it in, and that's all we listen to. It's like, I miss listening to CDs. And like, I mean, technically, like, if it wasn't for this setup, I mean, you could listen to any CD digitally, but she just likes the physical, like,
Yeah, I've been actually. My car has a CD player in it, and I've just been listening to CDs in my car. I was listening to Queens of the Stone Age. I have Era Vulgaris album from Queens of the Stone Age that I've been listening to, and I also have my Dexy's Midnight Runners album that I listen to as well in the car.
I don't know who the Midnight Runners are.
Dexy's Midnight Runners. Come on, Eileen.
Oh yeah, okay.
I have the album that song's on. I love Dex. I mean, they're 70s European UK. God, what do you even call them? I don't.
Pop music.
I
Just pop
can't.
music,
They're not
really.
really pop music because they were one of the bands in the mid to late '70s that adopted that homeless look, like streets. Like they all wore like ragged clothes,
Right.
but they also were like what ska is, what ska became in the 2000s kind of thing a little bit, but they weren't very guitar heavy because they had like they had violins, trombones, trumpets, saxophones
Right.
in their music as well. They had that wind horn section, along with, but their guitar wasn't very heavy. They were like, I don't even know how to label them. Because it's almost like folk music. Like
Right. Yeah. I can do
British
that too,
folk
yeah.
music kind of thing. Weird. That's kind of offensive to anybody who likes that style of music, probably. Probably hurt some feelings. you know? But yeah. Down with the streaming of music. Let's go back to CDs. This just strengthens my need to have to start my cassette collection.
Right.
My wife told me I was stupid.
Yeah, the cassettes are coming back too, though.
Are they?
Lots of like these younger like high school, college bands are like coming out. You go to their show and you can buy their cassette tape.
I know.
Which means you're gonna have to go find a cassette player somewhere.
I'm not gonna play them because you destroy them by playing them. They're like one of those medias that if you use it, it will fall apart. It's not a well-made type of media. Went back a couple years ago when Demon Hunter released their War and Peace albums.
Yeah.
If you went to I bought their albums off their actual website, and they had I missed the limited edition, but they actually sold both those albums in cassette. I missed the window to buy them on cassette, and if they would have been available, I would have bought them there and on CD.
Right.
But yeah, but I guess it's like the new vinyl.
Right. Yeah. Basically, because now, I mean, people are still doing vinyls, but now, vinyls have become so popular. Just like, now what's the next thing? Oh, I'm surprised we didn't do 8 tracks.
Yeah, but in order to put a modern album on an 8-track, you'd need like, what, 12 songs would need 6 8-tracks?
Not exactly, but
I think you could get like 3 songs on one 8-track. It was small. It was tiny.
Yeah, I don't remember how many songs.
No, it wasn't much. It wasn't much.
It was somewhere between 7 and 9.
I don't think it was. I'll research it. We'll circle around.
I thought you were joking, but now I think you're being serious. That you don't realize that 8 tracks were 8 tracks because they had 8 tracks.
No, maybe like 8-second clips of a track.
Oh my. Anyway, moving on.
Moving away. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
I've got kids yelling at me wanting to go to sleep. I got Austin over here yelling at me he wants to go to sleep.
I've got to go get food.
Is that why you needed to bounce out early?
We're having Mazio's, and I got to go get me some.
Hey, go
Or
get
have
you
my
some.
wife get me some.
Hey,
By the way, I'm going to be eating Mazio's tonight.
You go get you some, sir.
Thanks.
You say bye. They couldn't hear you because that's too loud. I win. I mean, I probably couldn't hear us the whole episode, so
Who knows?
I don't know who wins.